Summer is a busy time when it comes to buying and selling homes, and there are always a number of considerations beyond how much to spend on a home and which neighborhood to live in. Erin Galhouse is an associate with Getz Collins and Associates and joins us this morning with some legal considerations when it comes to home purchasing. Good morning, Erin. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You have come up with a list of 5 things that people should be considering when they are reviewing or when they're buying a home. And we're going to start off with reviewing the title to a property.
Right. Well, a title search is an essential piece to purchasing a new home. It ensures the seller actually has the legal right to sell the property and that there's no hidden liens or claims against it. Skipping this step can lead to legal issues down the line because when you purchase a property, you assume the liabilities associated with any and all registrations on that title of that property that are not properly removed on the closing of a sale.
The next consideration is also very important, especially with the new rules that we have in Calgary, and we're talking about zoning rules.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hot topic right now. But understanding zoning laws and land use restrictions is also very important. These laws dictate how you use the property, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. A buyer should confirm what their intended use of the property is, and if it complies with the regulations for that specific property. In Calgary, the recent rezoning for housing has resulted in residential neighborhoods citywide being zoned as RCG. This means that property owners now have a greater number of options on the type of housing and number of units that can be built on a property without having to actually go and apply for a land use amendment with the city. For example, if a purchaser is demolishing an existing dwelling, they can choose to build a single family home, or they could build a duplex or a townhome on that same piece of property.
Right. So very important to understand that. You also want people to read the purchase agreement closely, not just skim over it.
Yes, this is a legally binding document that outlines the terms of the sale. So if you want any specific items from the house, or you want the seller to fix anything or have the property professionally cleaned prior to you taking possession, you want to make sure that is expressly stated in this contract.
Let's get into the inspection portion of this because this is very important as well.
So disclosures from the seller are legally required, and the seller will provide some information about defects, hazards, or disputes related to the property. However, it's important that a buyer does their own due diligence. So review these disclosures carefully and also consider conducting your own property inspections prior to finalizing a purchase.
And finally, it's important that we understand the financial agreement or the terms that we're agreeing to.
Right. Yes. I mean, a lot of purchases come with mortgages. So you want to carefully review your mortgage and your loan documents. This is where a lawyer comes in. I mean, during the meeting with a lawyer, they'll carefully go through these documents with you. Make sure you understand the interest rates, the payment schedules, and the penalties associated with your terms of your mortgage.
Awesome advice, Erin. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Once again, Erin Galhouse is an associate with Getz Collins and Associates. And for more information, you can head to getzcollins.com.
Sponsored by Getz Collins and Associates, attorneys with modern ideas and old world values.